Be a Kenner and you can too.
ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call the council meeting of December 7th, 2023 to order. Do we have any special intentions? Seeing none, we have a special guest that is going to lead us in prayer and the pledge. I'd ask everybody to please stand. I'm going to ask Councilmember Shawar to introduce this gentleman, please.
Thank you, Council President. As we all know, today is December 7th, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. On this day, it would be fitting to have today's prayer and pledge delivered by someone with the United States Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you my pastor, my neighbor, my friend, Chief Petty Officer Shane Mitchell.
Thank you very much. If you can, face the flag and let's sound off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. And thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. My name is Shane Mitchell. I'm a Chief Petty Officer stationed at NAS Jeremy, New Orleans. That's Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base, New Orleans, down in Belle-Chasse, Louisiana, and I am delighted to be here. And let me extend my thanks to all of you for being public servants here in our lovely town of Kenner. Thank you for what you do. I know that sometimes the work is very thankless, but believe me, we notice and we're thankful for you. I want to make sure that you never forget, that you remember the events that happened on December 7th, 1941. Over 2,400 valiant men lost their lives in the attack from the Japanese at Pearl Harbor. And if you've ever been to Hawaii, you've seen the USS Arizona Memorial. The ship is still on the bottom of the sea and still leaks oil to this present day. And it's a reminder. It's a reminder to be grateful for those that have served, those that are serving, and those that will serve. So I charge you today, never forget and always be thankful for your service members. Bow your hearts with me and let's open up in prayer, please. Our Father in heaven, thank you for your great love today. It is a high honor to be in your presence. We thank you for these public servants. We thank you for the meeting that you have prepared for them. And we ask, Lord, that you superintend every transaction here today. May the work of your kingdom be done for our city. May you bless our mayor and those that work for him, our councilmen, and those that are on various boards. Bless them all tonight. Watch over us, keep us safe. Let this meeting be productive, and let the name of Jesus Christ be glorified therein. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. And thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words and your service. Madam Clerk?
You have a quorum. In accordance with Council Resolution Number B 14550, please be advised that all cellular telephones and other devices of this nature must be deactivated or silenced throughout the council meeting. Next, we have correspondence, reports from the mayor, CAO, or department heads.
Mayor Glazer?
Thank you. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to the residents of the city of Kenner who supported the fire millage. With this dedicated funding, it'll enable us to fix the promotional pay issue that we have now, increase salaries, renovate firehouses, and purchase new equipment. Secondly, Micah Hagans, Bonneville High School athletic director and basketball coach, will headline a free basketball clinic on Wednesday, December 20th at Muspertolino Gym from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for ages 5 through 12. That's boys and girls. Registration is on our city's website now. And I'm happy to say that Chief Conley and I are bringing back Sippin' with Santa, the annual fundraiser for the Kenner Food Bank that was discontinued a few years ago. It'll be held Tuesday, December 2nd from 6 to 9 p.m. at Chateau Country Club. And I'm also happy to make the announcement that one of the 12th, what I said, December 12th?
You said the 2nd, sorry.
Second?
Today's the 7th.
Was trying to do it without these. Happen to make the announcement that the event was sold out, but we now have another ballroom, and we can even expand it bigger. So tickets and sponsorships, a few tickets and sponsorships are still on sale now. 13B, I'll say something when 13B comes up, the saltwater intrusion stuff. And lastly, I'd like to call up Christine Shields to talk about the weekly farmers market that's moving to Kenner City Park in January. She's the one that puts it on.
I'm Christine, and I just wanted to say that we're really excited about the move. It's really beautiful out at the Kenner City Park. I think the market at Kenner City Park is going to do really well. There's a playground for the kids, there's a dog park, a beautiful pond, and a walking trail. That's a lot of amenities that we don't have at the current location, and there's also lots of parking, so I think it's going to do really well. Yeah.
You got it?
All right.
So this move is based on feedback from the vendors and Christine herself, so we'll see how it goes in Kenner City Park. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, my apologies.
No, no.
My apologies.
No, no,
for interrupting.
I misspoke, so thanks for correcting me.
Councilman Brandy?
Yes, I just want to say that I think that the fire millage passing is a big deal for our city, and I think that when you look at the 70% pass rate, they beat Chief Conley in the election. He got 69%. And so they didn't beat Mayor Glaze at 75, but they beat Chief Conley with 69%. So that's a big deal.
What were those numbers? I'm sorry. I think the train was bad. Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. Next, we have resolutions, motions, or other items from the floor. Seeing none, under the consent agenda, we have item 1, approval of minutes, the regular council meeting of November 17, 2023. Item 2 is approval of alcoholic beverage permit applications. We have none. Item 3 is approval of bingo and public gathering applications. Item 3A is application number 2374-23, Veteran Heights Subdivision Neighborhood Association to hold a public gathering on December 16, 2023 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the purpose of a clothing and toy giveaway at Susan Park Gym, 502 Veterans Boulevard. Item 3B is application number 2375-23, the City of Kenner District 1 to hold a public gathering on December 16, 2023 from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the purpose of a holiday giveaway at Lincoln Manor Gym, 3100 Tifton Street. I have a motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot for the consent agenda. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Under the public appearance agenda, we have item 8, public hearings and final passage. We have none. Item 9 is ordinance of the sale, purchase, transfer, lease, and/or alienation of immovable property. We have none. Item 10 is opening of bids. We have none. Item 11 is reclassification of zoning for final passage. We have none. Item 12 is other ordinances for final passage, and we have none. Item 13 is resolutions and motions by council members. Item 13A is a resolution electing a Kenner City Council President and Vice President effective January 1st, 2024. I have a motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember McKinney. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 13B is a resolution authorizing the mayor to extend the state of emergency in the city of Kenner for the saltwater intrusion emergency situation for the Department of Emergency Management. I have a motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot.
Mayor Glazer?
Yeah, the reason this is up is GOSEP asked for an extension for 45 days and FEMA granted it. And anything over 90 days, I have to get council approval to extend it. The parishes ends tomorrow. They'll extend it as long as they have their temporary pipes running along the river. So their statement is severe and extraordinary drought conditions continue to persist throughout the state. That's kind of how they started it off, and they have the timeline. Still not supposed to impact us as of today, but they're not giving up on it. They extended it another 45 days to February 9th, 2024. So that's the reason it's on the agenda. It needs council approval.
Thank you, Mayor. Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 14 is items removed from the consent agenda. We have none. Item 15 is acceptance of contracts and similar matters approved by the mayor. Item 15A is summary ordinance number 13,419, an ordinance approving an agreement for consulting services with Connick and Associates LLC in an amount not to exceed $120,000 for the Kenner Police Department. I have a motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Sharwood. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15B is summary ordinance number 13,420. An ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Louisiana Department of Treasury for state aid to local government entities in an amount not to exceed $500,000 for the Kenner Police Department. I have a motion by Councilmember Brannigan, seconded by Councilmember Brennan. Council members in favor, please.
Excuse me, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir.
Chief Conley?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to mention on this one and the next one, these are appropriations from the state that we were successful in getting lobbying for, but I want to thank Senator Talbot and Representative Villio, who represent the city of Kenner and Baton Rouge. Basically, 15B is money that was appropriated to the police department when we brought on the body-worn cameras. So that's going to cover the cost of that. And the next one, as it's self-explanatory, but that's going to cover the flock costs. But I do want to, I'd be, be remiss if I did not thank Senator Talbot and Representative Villio.
Thank you, Chief. Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15C is summary ordinance number 13,421, an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Louisiana Department of Treasury for state aid to local government entities in an amount not to exceed $200,000 for the Kenner Police Department. I have a motion by Councilmember Sharwood, seconded by Councilmember Dunn. Seeing no discussion, council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15D is summary ordinance number 13,422, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Caveman Services LLC for the demolition and removal of the two-story concession stand at Green Lawn Playground in accordance with letter bid number 23-2097 in an amount not to exceed $11,000 for the Department of Parks and Recreation. I have a motion by Councilmember Sharwood, seconded by Councilmember Lahat. Council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15E is summary ordinance number 13,423, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Risk Tree Service LLC to furnish and install 20 10-foot white Natchez crepe myrtle trees down West Esplanade, Duncan Canal to Chateau Boulevard, and Chateau Boulevard at Joe Yenny in accordance with letter bid number 23-2095 in the amount of $7,985 for the Department of Field Services. I have a motion by Councilmember Brannigan, seconded by Councilmember McKinney.
Councilman Brannigan?
Yes, I put this up because I'm looking to dress up West Esplanade and a couple spots on Chateau Boulevard, and I'm happy with the number they came in on the bids for these. I'm looking, what we're looking for with this addition to West Esplanade and Chateau is the single star crepe myrtles that will bid to give us the look that is on Veterans Boulevard, like in front of Walmart when you're heading between Chappelle High School and Walmart. They got them like every 16, 17 feet. That's what kind of got my eye, and I think it will make the area look a lot better. So that's why I put it up.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15F is summary ordinance number 13,424, an ordinance approving amendment number 4 to the agreement with ITS Regional LLC dated July 3rd, 2018 for traffic engineering related services on an as-needed basis to increase the not-to-exceed amount by $50,000 and to extend the agreement by 2 years for the Department of Public Works. Excuse me. I have a motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15G is summary ordinance number 13,425, An ordinance authorizing a 5-year agreement for the purchase of 27 camera license plate recognition system, including site and safety assessment, camera setup, testing, and freight from Flock Safety, a sole source provider, in the amount of $911,050 for the Kenner Police Department. I have a motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan.
Chief?
Yeah, basically, just a little explanation on this. Right now, last year, the council approved a 2-year contract for 55 pieces of equipment. And it was kind of a test period because this was new technology, new equipment. If you remember, they're self-sustained. We don't pay for Entergy, we don't pay for Cox Cable, which were added costs with the old systems, which went down quite a bit. These have proven very reliable, very successful, and it's a key part of our crime fighting network. So I was able to lock in, some council members had expressed an interest in some more pieces. I got 17 more pieces at today's price. Everything's going up next year. And then we're extending the contract for 5 years to lock in that price and that technology. So it comes about $180,000 a year for 72 pieces. That's with unlimited storage, unlimited data storage, with the maintenance contracts, the warranties. So I think it would be very wise to go this route.
Thank you, Chief. And this you said includes the cameras that Councilwoman McKinney and I
Yes, it does.
getting for Wood Lake.
Right. We locked in at that price and just put it under this contract.
Thank you, Chief. Councilman Wilmot?
Chief, as far as the funding's concerned, this is for a little over 900,000. Some of those funds that we're getting from the state.
Right, so earlier, this council approved the CEA with the state from appropriation money for $200,000, and that is dedicated to these flock cameras. That was the second piece. The first piece was for the body-worn cameras.
Thank you. Thank you.
Councilman Brannigan?
Chief, by locking in for the 5 years, obviously it's a much better deal for the city for having this locked in for 5 years instead of 2 years.
Right, because you're locking it at today's prices, there's going to be an increase, but also the data storage, which is the most cost prohibitive part of this new technology, we're going to keep it at unlimited right now. I think they're going to have a limited storage space, storage costs going forward. So I think this covers all the bases. And you get upgrades, and you don't really own the equipment as a subscription. So if something happens to a camera, they will replace it within 3 days.
Okay. Sounds like a good deal.
Councilman Lahat?
Yeah, Chief, so there's 17 new ones going in with the existing 55 you already have?
Yes, sir.
And then how do y'all determine where you're putting in the 17? Like, can we collaborate if there's an area in my
Well, I know
district?
you and I spoke,
Yeah.
and but right now the detectives and the command staff have been meeting, and they've put these cameras in strategic locations to get vehicles coming in or leaving the city of Kenner. And now with these other pieces, we'll be able to work on interior, like getting into the subdivisions and the inner throughways.
And these cameras, again, they're not just license plate readers, but they can also tell make and model of vehicles, right?
They are vehicle recognition
Yeah.
cameras. As you know, you can put in a vehicle type with a distinguishing bumper sticker, any markings on it or without the markings, and it will bring up the vehicle and give you the license plate number, the registered owner. They have solved, and since they went online in February of last year, they have brought us to everything from hit and runs to first-degree murders.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the public does not realize that part of it. That's not just the license plates anymore, which is fantastic. So I'm glad it's working out for you.
And who knows where this technology will lead us in the next 5 years.
We'll see.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Dunn? Your microphone's not on, Councilmember.
Back with the other ones, because I know some of the other ones as they cross parish lines.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I failed to mention that we are networked from Florida to Texas.
Okay.
So our feeds have helped. I know Houston Police Department with a bank robbery, Mississippi. There is a little gap between Mississippi and Jefferson Parish, but all the local agencies are using Jefferson Parish, St. Charles, St. John, all the way up through Houston. And we all have access to each other's feeds and reads and hot lists. So it is the way to get network throughout the region.
So with that reach from those states, if Mayor Glazer's speeding, say, to Florida, he should go very far north and go across rather than through those neighboring states. Just a thought. Still have a
Push the plate.
temporary tag,
You
huh?
can find your car.
Madam Clerk?
Aye.
Item 16A is an ordinance approving an agreement with Materials Management Group Incorporated for lead-based paint hazard inspection services in an amount not to exceed $90,000 for the Department of Community Development. Item 16B is an ordinance approving an agreement with Volunteers of America Southeast Louisiana for the Repair on Wheels program in an amount not to exceed $75,000 for the Department of Community Development. Item 16C is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Coburn's Supply Company Incorporated to supply sewer clamps, couplings, PVC, etc. on an as-needed basis in accordance with seal bid number 23-6799 and an amount not to exceed $100,000 for the Department of Wastewater. Item 16D is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from ESI Incorporated to provide laboratory analysis services in accordance with seal bid number 23-6800 and an amount not to exceed $100,000 annually for the Department of Wastewater. Item 16E is an ordinance ratifying the emergency replacement of pump number 2 rotating assembly at 32nd and Maryland lift station by Fluid Process and Pumps LLC in the amount of $14,993 for the Department of Wastewater. Item 16F is an ordinance authorizing the utilization of state contract number 44000278864 with Han Enterprises Incorporated to purchase playground systems and other related items on an as-needed basis not to exceed $500,000 annually for the Parks and Recreation Department. Item 16G is an ordinance approving an agreement with Digicom Systems Incorporated for software and hardware system upgrades and other projects on an as-needed basis and an amount not to exceed $250,000. Item 16H is an ordinance amending ordinance number 11,062 adopted March 17, 2016, entitled Unified Development Code of the City of Kenner, Louisiana, more particularly amending section 16.01 fee schedule to add a Board of Zoning adjustments after the fact variance fee of $600. Item 17 is reports from the council and of special committees.
Councilman Brannigan?
Just want to let everyone know that Wingstop has their sign up on Chateau in West Esplanade. They're working on the inside of the building now, and hopefully they're open in a few months. There was an article in The Advocate about the Esplanade Mall, and there was a lot of chatter on social media, and Councilmember McKinney and I responded to some of the things. I want everyone to know, once we have something concrete, you will know what's going on at the Esplanade Mall.
Councilwoman McKinney?
Thank you, Council President. I just want to thank the General Services Department for all of the hard work that they did in Rivertown and Heritage Park. It's beautiful. You definitely probably could see it. It's probably a distraction to the airplanes that are flying out now with so many lights. But thank you for all your hard work, and we greatly appreciate it. And it really is making a difference in the community for the holidays. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Dunn?
Just want to remind everyone that I'm doing my senior luncheon. That's this Thursday at 11 o'clock at Susan Park. We've really put in a lot of time and effort, so you won't be disappointed. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Mayor Glazer?
Thanks. I failed to mention something in my opening remarks. Slow progress, we're making progress. The railroad crossing at Kenner Avenue in Hanson has been repaired and is open. The bad news is the one at Williams Boulevard is slated to begin reconstruction on December 12th at 7 a.m. and lasts through December 13th, weather permitting, and open up at December 14th at 7 a.m. So it's going to be several days that Williams and Kenner Avenue is going to be shut down for the train crossing repair. So you have to take an alternate route either way, either through, was it Daniel to get to Reverend Richard Wilson Drive.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief Conlon?
Yeah, I just want to thank the men and women of the Kenner Police Department. We've had some community events. We had Build a Bike, which gave out about 68 bicycles to underprivileged children. And then the last 2 nights we've had Shop with a Cop. I want to thank Target and Walmart for sponsoring that and being part of that. But you know, it's the holiday season, so I know the men and women of the department enjoy these events, and I want to thank the council for showing up and supporting it as well.
Thank you, Chief. Councilwoman Dunn?
Sorry, I forgot to mention, but we did approve 2 events in District 1. They are toy giveaways, clothing giveaways, everything is free. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. Item 19 is unfinished business and motions to reconsider or remove from a tabled position. We have none. Item 20 is persons wishing to address the council on special subject matters.
Mr. Matthew Hotard?
Good evening. Matthew Hotard, 66 Red Oak, 15-year veteran of the Kenner Fire Department, president of the Kenner Firefighters Association. There's 2 things that I wanted to speak about in the 3 minutes tonight. The first is we're a little over a month and a half removed from the October 26 I-55 catastrophe that happened. The reason I bring this up is because I wanted to give our heartfelt condolences to those who lost someone at that accident, but I also wanted to speak about the men and women who responded to that accident. There's something to be said about the people who were involved that got out and risked life and limb to try to save someone. There's also a lot to be said about the surrounding fire departments and police departments, state police that responded as quickly as they could, and especially the fire department who were walking into what I would imagine looked a little bit like something out of a movie without any thought of themselves and helping those people. And myself and a few of us were able to be part of a team that went and assisted them. And the word that did not exist out there was quit. And I think that people don't understand that. And there's a lot that I'm going to remember from that day, but what I remember the most is the absolute resolve and tenacity of the men and women who tried to make that go as smooth as possible and worked until they were absolutely made to stop. So I would like to commend them. The second thing is, of course, is our fire millage. There's a lot of people to thank, and I'll try to get it, and if I miss somebody, I apologize. So first and foremost is Mayor Glazer. I've said it before, but it's a very unpopular thing as a new mayor to do this, but since he's gotten into office, he has 100% tackled the most pressing issues of the fire department, and we are very grateful that he even allowed this to go up for the vote. The second thing would be you, the council, with a 7-0 vote. You gave us at least a fighting chance and showed that there was overwhelming support from you and the city to this thing to move forward, and we greatly appreciate that. The chiefs that worked on the numbers as far as the millage numbers went, all the work that they did, I wanted to say thank you. For everyone in the mayor's office who had part in this and meetings and did something for this, I wanted to say thank you. For some of the unsung heroes, the media that put together that video and everyone involved in putting that video together to explain this in such an articulate way and an easy way that was on repeat, that was there for all the meetings that we were able to go to and speak at. I greatly appreciate that. From the members of the city departments that helped out in the various ways they did, thank you very much. To Valerie Brolin, Valerie came in here not knowing anything about this fire department, and she met with us and listened to us and was a huge part in doing things that we knew nothing about, and helping us get the ball rolling and things that we couldn't have done without her. So Valerie, I wanted to say thank you very much. The members of the Kenner Firefighters Association, the fire department alike, and their families, the amount of work between door knocking and sign waving, speaking at tables at various locations, speaking with businesses and putting signs up, going and speaking to members of the city. We could not have done it without this collective effort, and everybody worked their tails off, and I'm very proud of everyone, so thank you very much. For my wife, Amy, and the WAGs, which is the Wives and Girlfriends of the Kenner Firefighters Association, it seemed like they didn't sleep because they were constantly putting out amazing content online, very positive content, outlining and highlighting families and members of our fire department, and I can truly say that we would have not gotten the traction we did if it wasn't for them, so thank you very much. And last but not least, those people who came up here and voiced their opinions and their support at these meetings and various town hall meetings, and around those who talked to their neighbors and talked to us out and gave us words of encouragement, people that I've never even met before that called me and texted me to keep us going and to let us know that the city was behind us. I wanted to say thank you. And for the citizens who went out and voted, like you said before, the 70% was overwhelming. There's no other thing that I can say but thank you. I wish there was words that could go deeper than that, but what you've done is you've given us a fighting chance. You've allowed us to be a true Class 1 department. You're allowing us to provide the city with safety, and you're allowing us to keep giving you the services that we've been giving you at a higher level, and you are also allowing us to keep the men and women here that we are losing. So to everyone who helped, to everyone who voted, to everyone who was involved, we wanted to say thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Otari. Mr. Morella?
Al Morella, 4260 East Loyola Drive, 5th District, 51 years. First of all, let me say, I think all we've accomplished with the fire property tax millage is the taxpayers will throw more money at a broken system. You want to talk about the percentage? You want to talk about the percentage of what? 15% of the registered voters turned out at the polls. The 30% that voted for it means less than 10% supported it. So let's get that out of the way right quick. When you say 70%, let's talk about the total vote. We got 41,000 registered voters in this city. Now, next item. I found 2 pieces of litter on Canal Bank at Canal number 7 on Joe Yannick. And one of the perpetrators was the state private investigative examiners. They let ahead, throw it out the window on our Canal Bank. The other one was Magnolia, audio and video. It was a manifest of a delivery that they made. So I've identified 2 people now who's living in our city. Now, I want to elaborate a little more on Pearl Harbor. A few little facts here. The attack started at 7:55 a.m. Hawaiian time. 353 Japanese planes, a task force, a Japanese task force of 33 ships. 3,478 total people lost their lives, most military, but military and civilians, 3,478. Of the 353 planes, all but 29 made it back to the carriers, the Japanese carriers, by 1 p.m. And that was not the first shot fired, the attack on Pearl Harbor. There was a submarine who fired on one of our ships before the attack on Pearl Harbor began. I don't know the name of the Japanese submarine, but I just figured this is some facts along with Pearl Harbor that the people might want to know. I got the book at home, a book I bought in 1967 when I visited Pearl Harbor in the Navy in the Big Island of Hawaii. Anybody got any comments, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morella. Seeing no other persons wishing to address the council, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I'm sorry? Sure. As long as it's positive.
It'll be fast. Good night. My name is Dr. Latrina Bates. I am an alumni at Bonneville High School in Kenner, or Kenner/Metairie. So this year we put on an alumni gathering for all of Bonneville alumni from 1973 to 2023. It was held at the Kenner City Park Pavilion. So initially, when I first started the venture, there was only maybe about 20 people interested. However, the day of, it turned out to be about maybe 400 people. So with that, after the actual event, there were 3 after parties that were given in the city of Kenner. So we purchased items in the city of Kenner at Walmart. Afterwards, we gave additional parties at evening event halls here. So a lot of money went into the city of Kenner's economy. We're now trying to sponsor that again this year, well, I'm sorry, for 2024. The issues that we're coming into, obstructions really, we're not incorporated. I do own my own business, but it has nothing to do with this association. We're not incorporated. We don't have an LLC. So in order for us to gather, we have to have a gathering permit. On the gathering permit, I've been going back and forth. Ms. Bonnie was very nice over at Kenner Parks and Recreation. She emailed over the application. You have to have $1 million of insurance. Okay, so again, we are not really a formed LLC. We do not have that in place. On the application, it says that there are other events that are excluded from the insurance, I guess, regulation. We're trying to find out if we could, how could we gather legally and peacefully to have this assembly again so that we can give money back to Bonneville High School, help with the kids that are currently there, and also assist as we, any way that we can with the economy for Kenner with this function that we want to continue to have annually. As time goes on, I would assume that someone, maybe not myself, would incorporate it, have a LLC, and then maybe formulate some form of a business platform. But for me right now, it was just to give back to the school itself. So I spoke to Ms. Bonnie. She said that I had to come here to ask you guys permission so that we can gather and find a way for us to gather legally without having any issues in October of 2024.
I'd be happy to speak with you. My name's Natalie Newton. I'm the Deputy CAO. I'd be happy to speak with you.
Okay, hi.
After the meeting, what we would probably want to do is find a venue that's already available to accommodate that many persons, and it wouldn't require a public gathering permit. It'd already be permitted to host that many people. But let's chat.
Okay, thank you.